Good morning. Welcome to CATEX-TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Wednesday, November 18th, 2009. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. It's 4:30 p.m. in London, 12:30 in Bermuda, and in Mexico City it's 10:30 a.m. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free at 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our instant mail address on AOL is CATEX-TV. The president is in South Korea today. He has now completed the visits to Japan, Singapore, and China. And he arrived in South Korea overnight in the United States time. The Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, is actually in Afghanistan today. There's some speculation that the president is going to either stop in Iraq or in Afghanistan on his way home. In any event, he's scheduled to be home on Tuesday of next week, I believe. Okay, now to our main news. This is a story that pops up periodically. The Australian Financial Review is reporting that QBE is about to launch a takeover of Insurance Australia Group. This is sparking a price increase in an IAG stock. Australia's largest insurer of cars and houses, stock climbed 3.6%. QBE shares also went up about 2%. Both companies have refused to comment on the rumor. Back in May of 2008, QBE withdrew an 8.7 billion Australian offer for IAG. An institutional investor at Melbourne and IG Markets said a takeover of Insurance Group Australia would make strategic sense for QBE. We know QBE has an aggressive policy of growing the business through acquisitions, and we've seen an offer before. We'll see if Mr. O'Halloran succeeds this time. In the United States, some news out in Bloomington, Illinois for the State Farmies. The Texas Department of Insurance has ordered State Farm Lloyd's to return $310 million to policyholders in Texas for overcharges dating back to 2003. State Insurance Commissioner Mike Geisland, pictured here, who looks incredibly youthful actually, said that the order completes reforms begun 6 years ago by Texas lawmakers when State Farm was told to cut its rates by 12%. 6 years ago, State Farm refused and has subsequently sued the department. The case was open until then. So Geisland said, "I have issued an order that completes what the legislature started in 2003. There is evidence, there is law, and between the two, you come up with $310 million. The commissioner said he found State Farm's rates to be excessive and ordered it to pay refunds amounting to 6.2% of premium for policyholders insured between September 2003 and August of 2004. State Farm has indicated that they would appeal. Some economic news. U.S. consumer prices rose a seasonally adjusted 0.3% in October as energy prices increased for the fifth time in 6 months. That offset a rare decline in rental costs. The consumer price index has fallen 0.2% in the past 12 months. The core CPI, which excludes food and energy prices, rose 0.2%. It was led by higher prices for cars and trucks. Housing starts in the U.S. unexpectedly fell in October to their lowest level in 6 months, weighed down by a sharp decline in construction activity for both single-family and multifamily dwellings. The housing number, according to the Commerce Department, dropped 10.6% to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 529,000 units. Analysts have been expecting 600,000 units. The stock market is down about 38 points now in response to both numbers. Well, Arch is the latest to be named in the dispute over defense funds relating to the Stanford Financial Group, the Ponzi scheme organization. The chief investment officer of Stanford, Laura Pendergrast-Holt, is involved in this one. Arch has been cited with a number of other companies in a new writ. Apparently what's happening is that there was a $90 million excess policy. The lawsuit was filed yesterday after insurers wrote to Pendergrast-Holt's counsel on Monday, claiming that a guilty plea from the former Stanford financial officer David Hittner back in August about his role in the $7 billion scheme relieves the insurers of the obligation to pay defense costs for his co-defendants under various directors and officers policies. Well, one of the co-defendants, Ms. Pendergrast-Holt, accuses Arch Specialty, together with Lloyd's insurers Brit, Ace, QBE, Beasley, and Chaucer, of violating Texas insurance code as well as breach of contract after the insurers denied coverage to her in the Monday letter. Pendergrast-Holt is seeking a declaratory judgment with relation to the various exclusions which she claims the insurers are citing in an attempt to, quote, wrongfully deny her coverage. She's requesting, of course, a preliminary injunction against the underwriters to be granted. Note that her legal bills are ticking and ticking and ticking. News from London that Omega Insurance Holding has confirmed that Chairman Walter Federitz is in fact stepping down from the company. They expect that a successor will be in place for him by 1 January of next year. The Insurance Insider revealed earlier in the fall that the company is poised to parachute in a heavyweight new chairman. According to some sources, the former Benfield Group chairman John Coldman is the preferred candidate for that role. Confirmation of the search for a new chairman came in the company's interim statement this morning given to the London Stock Exchange. But no comment from Mr. Coldman. We'll go to a word from our sponsors and come back with the rest of the news. We hope that our viewers in Iraq and Pakistan take that ad to heart. We run it periodically. Well, you might remember this ship, the Maersk Alabama, from a couple of months back. Well, Somali pirates attacked the ship this morning for the second time in 7 months. Although private guards now on board the U.S. ship repelled the attack with gunfire and, get this, a high decibel noise device. An American military surveillance plane is monitoring the cargo ship as it's steaming on to its destination. Pirates, you recall, hijacked the Maersk Alabama last April and took the ship Captain Richard Phillips hostage. They held him at gunpoint in a lifeboat for 5 days. U.S. military personnel freed Phillips while killing 3 pirates in a nighttime attack. So earlier today, Somali pirates attacked the ship with automatic weapons. They were about 350 nautical miles off the Somali coast. Guards on the Maersk Alabama fired back, then thwarted the hijacking attempt. Commodore John Harbour, a spokesman for the EU naval force in the area, called it pure chance that the Maersk Alabama had been targeted the second time. Commodore said it's not the first vessel to have been attacked twice, and it's a chance that every single ship takes as it passes through the area. At least this time, he said, they had a vessel protection detachment on board and they were able to repel the attack. No word as to whether or not the captain on the ship is in fact Captain Phillips or not. Hopefully it's not. Also in the same area, Somali pirates have freed a Spanish tuna fishing boat. Pictured here, this is the ship Alacrana. It's a tuna fishing boat with a crew of 36. It was hijacked 6 weeks ago. The pirates are saying that the Spanish government have paid a $3.5 million ransom. The Spanish Prime Minister Jose Zapatero would not admit that, but he did say the sailors are safe and sound. He said the government has done what it had to do. Earlier in the day, one pirate had told Reuters that Madrid had agreed to the ransom, and the agreement between us and Spain looks good, and we hope it'll finish in safety. All the Prime Minister said is that the Alacrana is sailing freely towards safer waters and its crew is